The summer doldrums have hit. We've got heat. We've got smoke. We don't have a lot of rain. Well, what's that mean for us? We'll tell you in this Thursday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Good morning, I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer. It's Thursday, the 7th of August, 2025. I hope to see many of you on Saturday at our Twisters double feature at the Premier Cinema Theater in Grand Prairie, Texas. That's off Interstate 20 and Carrier Parkway. We actually got moved to a larger theater, so we have a bunch of open seats once again. So if you'd like to join us, movie starts at noon with the first Twister movie, followed by a little Q&A, and then Twisters at 2:30 p.m. with another Q&A. Much of our team is going to be out there on Saturday. We're going to have chaser cars on display in front of the theater starting at 11 a.m. So come on out. We'd be happy to see you. We're going to have a bunch of stickers, postcard stuff to give away. And you know what? It's going to be a fun day. Part of the proceeds from this event does go to the Kerr County Flood Relief. So hope to see many of you in the DFW region on Saturday. That is going to be a fun day for sure. In terms of weather, well, let's take a gander. Here's the high-res rapid refresh model taking us through today into Friday. Guess what? We're not going to see a whole lot of rain because, well, that's just the name of the game. We're in summertime, and with that, most of our rain chances will be relegated to far southeast Texas, the upper Texas Gulf Coast, southeast Texas with afternoon pop-up shower and storm activity. Heading into Friday afternoon and evening, we may see a rogue thunderstorm or two up in the Panhandle as well. Those could have gusty winds and heavy rain. Now, taking a look at the smoke forecast for Friday and Saturday, as soon as, I actually update the file to show correctly on here, because that would actually be a good thing for me to do. And I could have edited this in and whatnot, but I chose to keep in the bantering because it's Baldy and Chiefisms. Guess what? We got another smoky day across the eastern half of the state today, as we have smoke from the West Coast wildfires rotating cyclonically around a heat dome centered over Arizona, New Mexico, and West Texas. A majority of the smoke is in the upper levels, but it is still going to be enough to present a bit of a haze. You may notice a more orange tint to this afternoon sun, and then very vibrant sunrises and sunsets. You could see as we get into Friday, heat dome starts to weaken, and because of that, we're going to start to see some of the smoke spread further to the west across the state. So we are going to see a bit of a hazy tint to the sky this weekend across the state of Texas, but a majority of the smoke is in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, so it should not cause any significant degradation in air quality down at the surface or contribute to any significant surface visibility reductions. Wildfire danger the next few days. Wildfire danger across Texas over the next several days will be moderate to high. We are definitely seeing an uptick in initial attack activity as grasses dry out with very warm afternoon temperatures. It does not take long for fuels to dry out, and as such, the ignition component or probability of ignition is increasing, which means, whether folks are dragging chains down the road, a lawnmower hits a rock while mowing, folks throwing cigarettes out the window, it just means there is a higher probability now those are going to ignite grass fires as things dry out. So please don't be a dum-dum, and please be safe and mindful of that element, and don't burn half the county. Fire danger will be highest western third to the western half of the state through Saturday, but again, we are definitely starting to see things become more combustible with an uptick in grass fires reported across the state of Texas. That will continue going into next week, since it's August. As you might expect, not a whole lot in the way of rain chances. Over the next several days, heat dome is going to continue to kind of weaken across the southwestern United States. That's going to allow temperatures to start coming down a few degrees into early next week. That's not to say it's not going to be hot, and it's not still a summer pattern. It for sure is. But, any little relief from the heat would be nice, wouldn't it? Otherwise, with that weakening heat dome, again, some of those smoke progression models have things shifting a little west, and then as well the potential maybe for a few showers and storms across southeast Texas and the Panhandle. Heading into the weekend, early next week, the potential will exist for maybe a few storms to encroach on the Panhandle of Texas from Colorado and Kansas and the Oklahoma Panhandle Saturday evening, Sunday evening, and then during the afternoon hours on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we may see at least a low probability of pop-up shower and storms with gusty winds, locally heavy rain, cloud-to-ground lightning, maybe a bit of hail. Otherwise, the potential for afternoon popcorn-type thunderstorms where they go up real quick and rain themselves out within an hour. Southeast Texas, the Upper Texas Gulf Coast, the Golden Triangle, that is a possibility through the weekend into next week during the afternoon hours. Otherwise, widespread rain is not expected across a majority of the state of Texas over the next 5 to 7 days. Taking a look out in the Atlantic, we've got tropical mischief galore. After several weeks of less active mischief, we've got Dexter, which is now an extratropical system. That's just a fancy way of saying it no longer meets meteorological criteria for a tropical cyclone. It's still a potent area of low pressure. That's moving away from us. It's out in the open Atlantic. We've got a system way out in the low latitudes of the Atlantic that's going to be moving northwest. It will not pose a threat to the United States. That could become a named system. And then a system that has had decreasing probabilities of developing now east of the Carolinas. That's moving northeast away from the United States as well. There are some inklings, indications that in the 10 to 14 day time frame, we could see a system develop kind of where the orange is located right now in the lower latitudes of the Atlantic, and that may push more westerly. And if so, that could be more of an issue for the, well, Lesser Antilles, the Caribbean, and, well, from there we'll see. But that is nothing imminent for sure. But, I mean, it's definitely that time of year where you need to keep a close eye on the Atlantic and Caribbean for mischief that tries to move towards the Gulf. Temperatures over the next several days. Today, it is hotter than a hot dog. 106 in Borger. We're looking at 103 in Dumas, Dalhart, 104 up in Canadian Perryton, the Panhandle, 105 in Childress, about 99 to 100 in DFW, 97 Texarkana and Tyler down through Lufkin, 93 in Beaumont, 96 Houston. We're looking at about the same in Corpus Christi, 102 in McAllen, 104 in Laredo, 100 Del Rio, 104 in El Paso, right around 100 Odessa, Midland to Abilene. So it's hot. Heading into Friday, guess what? 102 in Amarillo, 104 in Childress, Vernon, 103 Wichita Falls, triple digits in DFW, 98 in Texarkana, 97 Longview, Marshall, up towards Atlanta, where you've got 95 in Lufkin, 93 Jasper, 92 in Beaumont, 97 in Houston. We're looking at about 97 in Corpus Christi, 100 just inland, 102 in McAllen, 105 in Laredo, 101 Del Rio, and a brisk 103 in El Paso. Heading into Saturday, you can see temperatures, they start to come down a couple of degrees for most folks. We're still upper 90s, triple digits, but as we progress through Saturday and then Sunday, you can see coming down a couple more degrees as that upper level heat dome slowly becomes less intense. That allows temperatures to become a couple degrees less obnoxious. About 96 in DFW, 97 Texarkana, 94 in Houston, 99 San Antonio, 96 in Austin, 99 Del Rio, 103 in Laredo, about 101 in McAllen, 100 in El Paso. We're looking at 97 in Lubbock and 93 in Amarillo, followed by Monday, 89 in Amarillo, 93 in Lubbock, 94 DFW, 96 Texarkana. We're looking at mid to upper 90s, the eastern half of the state. Triple digits generally relegated at this point on Monday to the Rio Grande Plain, South Texas, and perhaps southern areas of the Big Bend, the Trans-Pecos, and the borderland of far west Texas. So that's going to be it for your Texas weather. Heading into the long range, guess what? We still look likely to have near or above average temperatures. Rain chances, we'll see. I mean, without the heat dome as strong next week, maybe we could squeak out a few showers and storms, but I wouldn't expect anything super duper widespread. And at this time of year, usually the only way we get super duper widespread rain is if we have tropical mischief making landfall nearby. And thankfully, for at least the next 7 to 10 days, we do not. So, as always, you can get your local weather forecast, interactive weather radar, daily Texas weather roundups, and more in the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers where you download apps to your device. As always, you can find us here on the magical land of YouTube. We'll be back on Friday with your next edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. And again, hope to see many of you on Saturday in Grand Prairie, Texas. Until then, y'all have a good day, and God bless.